Hi, this is Stacia, and I just played a training game on chess.com and I wanted to go over it with you guys. So we're gonna take a look at this one, see what we can learn. I actually faced the Petroff this game, which um I was actually not happy to see because I haven't studied that opening much and not really sure what I'm supposed to do in it. And I think I have a bad record with it even. Okay, so knight to f6 is the Petroff, saying, if you take my pawn, maybe I'll take your pawn. So it's a counterattacking move. But even more than that, black usually kicks the knight out first and only then recaptures, which is what happened. Now, more often than not, in blitz games, I face this move, the Stafford Gambit, which is pretty funny. It is a legitimate gambit, though, and Eric Rosen has made it quite popular. Wow. I mean, I can see the engine says knight takes c6 and white is plus 1.5. Um, I don't know if I believe this weaker engine on that one. Could be true, could be true. Um, but probably not. All right, so instead of that, I drop the knight back. They take my pawn, and now I play the move knight c3, which is the Nimzovich attack. So black generally takes the knight, which is what happened. And now we have our bishop open, and even though we have double pawns, typically we're going to castle this way, and black will castle this way, and we have a bit of a pawn storming battle. So my opponent played bishop g4, which I have not seen this move before. Maybe it's a book move. Let's check and see if it is. Okay, well, I'm confused because my opening book doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Oh, and I know the server was supposed to update, so probably it's just offline. Yeah. I was going to say there's definitely positions with this. All right, is the engine working? Yeah, the engine is working. Um the engine doesn't give this move, but yeah, it seems like white's quite a bit better after this, but I had no idea how to handle it. I think h3 is probably a way to go, which is what I did. Turns out it is the top engine move. And I mean, the idea is just that I might be wanting to play g4 anyway, so might as well play h3 and see what he does. He did back the bishop off, and I decided to play bishop e2, breaking the pin. So computer likes some other moves here. So let's look at this for a second. It likes queen e2 check, which I did not consider. Why on earth would I play that? Let's just say queen e2, queen e7. Do I want to trade queens? No, the computer line is queen e2, queen e7, bishop e3. And I guess we like that the queens are across from each other that way because it helps me castle, probably. So the computer wants this. A6. Why A6? Oh, maybe to stop. Oh. Look at that. You have to stop queen b5 check. It's not just to get the b pawn. The bishop's actually hanging. So that's the story with that. So black has to play a6 in this line, which is kind of a waste of time. And now we get to castle. So we're a little ahead in development here. Okay, but I played this just breaking the pin. It's fine. Bishop e7. Computer also keeps wanting queen d5, which I didn't see during the game. I mean, we're attacking g7. Then there's bishop f6, isn't there? So why would I go there? I guess my queen's not staying here. We're going to check from here. Okay, I would expect this. Oh. Wow. So the queen has to stay here to defend the rook so that black can move the knight away. So bishop e7. Then I would take here, and they probably go here. I'd be scared to go pawn hunting like this in a game where we very well could have opposite sides castling. But, you know, I guess in this part of the game, though, I haven't committed my king. So I could play this way. And that is best play, apparently. Wow, so who would have guessed that was the idea of queen d5, is to play queen e4 check and then take the pawn. I did not even think about that. So that's a new resource for me. All right, instead I played more normal. Queen d2, bishop back. Yeah, I didn't know what to do here, so I played h4. Turns out the computer does like it. It likes castle's king side a little bit better. But I thought, you know, h4 threatens h5. And I do want a pawn storm most likely. So let's get started. So he played h5. It's a very natural reaction. The computer wanted knight to f6 here, which I find interesting. Just saying that this knight is going to stop you from playing it. Okay, but h5, and then I did castle. Knight to e5, top engine move. What to do here? I didn't especially want to take the knight, but I didn't see anything else I liked. The thing is, I want to move this knight anyway. So it was tempting to either take or go here or go here. Turns out knight g5 is the best move, which I didn't really think about. Yeah, and I also didn't think about just leaving the knight. The king, or the computer, likes king b1, which is a move I want to play. And if he takes the knight, then he's exchanging his good knight in the center for my knight that was blocking my f pawn. Yeah, and then I could take this way. I'm on the pawn. They probably have to block. And then I go queen e2, apparently. Lining up with the king. And then it says king f8. Wow. Why on earth would black play king f8? What's going on? Something's bad. Might have to do with this bishop. He's like sort of pinned, and then he might get a lot more pinned. So king f8, stepping out of that. Let's say they castle here. Oh, I just take the h-pawn. So king f8 leaves the rook here to guard the h-pawn. Yeah, I've seen setups like this where black can play like this. It's kind of surprising that it works here, but white is better, so I guess it doesn't work here. Oh, this is still the variation. Okay, in the game, I actually took the knight. I'm kind of embarrassed of that move. It's like I looked at that move, I'm like, that's probably not right. Then I looked around, and then I played it anyway. And if I'm going to get better at chess, I got to stop doing stuff that I know isn't right and just find the better moves. Yeah, and once again, played an opponent who moved instantly, like every single move. I don't know. Am I crazy? Like, how are these players that are 1600? How did they play instantly every move and then at the end of the game have no mistakes? Like, I did check this player's profile. They played like, 15 rapid games recently. They only lost one, so either it's a strong player that's doing one of those like runs up the ladder. Very well could be that. Or maybe they were cheating. I always hate to say that though, but it's like online you never really know. But I can tell you that after one tricky move that I played, well, it wasn't tricky, but maybe a weird move. Once again, he like disconnected for a while and then came back and played the best move. So I'm always a little suspicious of stuff like that. Yeah, and the main reason this move isn't good, I think, is because I just gave black a better center. Like I just improved their structure for them. And it actually hurt this pawn anyway, because this pawn will never go to f4 now. I guess it could, but it's not going to stay there. So I think that was a pretty lazy move by me. Knight takes knight. Don't like that one. Yeah, and then I played this move too. Not crazy about that one either. Computer does like it. The point being, I should just defend my h-pawn, right? I guess I could play f4 right now, which is interesting. Or I could trade queens. So I did that. He traded queens. Took back. Okay, castle. And okay, what should I do? It's natural to double up on the file. It just feels like an empty plan though, because I don't see, it's not like I'm going to land something here. I feel like black can easily just go here. It's defended by a bishop and a rook. And the file will be contested. And he actually did this, which I didn't expect. Yeah, it is listed by the engine. The engine likes b6 the best, which is really weird. All right, but that move clogs the file. That's not the best bishop ever, though. It's really not. And what to do here? So I didn't know what to do in this position. So let's try to find some ideas. So I did think this is an idea, and I think I played this just because it looks kind of annoying. But, if I go here, he can stop that. I think that's fine. Although there is a bishop f3 resource then, hitting the rook. So computer wants bishop f3 right away, just to pin this pawn. I mean, if that, I would, if I was black, I would move the rook and put it on the d file probably. Computer wants rook ab8 though. So why there? Why not the other way? Oh. We could take apparently. Wow, white's like winning after this move, which is very surprising to me. I mean, I'm opening a file towards my king side. I mean, I want to put my king here. I don't really want a rook to show up. But it says it's just winning here, which is totally crazy to me. I guess it's because of this. I might take the other pawn. So the computer gives a5 and then rook d5. a4. Now c4. Huh. If here, bishop c6. Yeah, interesting. It's very surprising to me that white is winning here. So once again, I have a lot to learn about chess. Okay. In the game, I went with c4. b6 was played, and then I played g4. Yeah, what else to do? G4 feels not right. I'll put it that way, but I thought it was interesting at least. So I played it. Maybe I did think about playing b3. It's kind of like a waiting move. It's just an improving move. Probably makes more sense in this position. I mean, I really felt like the position was pretty much equal. Maybe I'm a little bit better because I have two rooks doubled up on the file, while his rooks are not in the game yet, really. Although this rook is ready to push the pawn. Okay, but I played this move because why not play on the king side and see if we can get something going. Although with the rooks here, maybe I shouldn't have did that, you know? That would have made more sense with a rook on like h1 or g1 or something. Yeah, and I missed this move during the game. So, you know, I played g4 with the idea of taking. And I didn't even think about f5. And I really was upset at this part of the game because it looks like if I retreat my bishop, let's say, there's this, and this bishop is trapped. It's trapped. So, so if you want to pause your video and find a way out for white, go ahead and do so now. Yeah, so during the game, I looked for a way out and I didn't find this move, which is kind of disturbing. Bishop f3. I like that move. It attacks the rook, you know. Now if he goes here, I could take here. I am wondering about this though. Because he'll take here next. Oh, but I have a check. So I get out of it with check. He must defend somehow. And even if he does this, I'll take here. And now I still have time to move my rook. In fact, I would probably just capture the pawn. So, yeah, white's up material. A lot of material. Looks pretty good for white. All right, so I think bishop f3 was definitely the way to go. I threw in this move, h5, which you can do also if you're still going to play bishop f3. So I got his bishop to retreat, but then I didn't see bishop f3, which is crazy. I totally forgot about this part of the board. So that's not good. So I think I need to watch out when I get emotional. I stop looking at the whole board. I stop being objective. So I definitely was not happy about this part of the game. Yeah, so here I must be losing, but I tried to be tricky. So I want to do this. Yeah, my idea was this. Wait, what was my idea? I think it was this, and when the bishop moves, I wanted to play check and win that bishop. That was the idea. But he just moved his bishop, so he saw it. Rook h4 attacking the pawn. So he defended it. c5 anyway. He moved the bishop, attacking the rook. Rook there. Yep, and now it's time to trade. Black did this right, I think. I mean, black's winning. They just need to convert. I tried to hang in there, but also, of course, I was down to 13 seconds. My opponent had 14 minutes on the clock, even though they started with 15 minutes. E4. Yeah, G3. G3 is interesting, but I feel like black should keep the tension here. So that being said, what should they do? I feel like maybe they can march their king up more. Maybe they could, not totally sure. Okay, but that seemed a little bit unnecessary. Oh, and then I blundered. Yeah, I was down on time, seconds left, and I played this move. Not seeing this. So if I wanted to defend the bishop, I wonder if I can move it away or something. Well, no, I should defend with a rook, but do it from here. So painful loss, you know. I feel like I just got outplayed this time on the clock, on the board, everything. Now, I don't think my opponent was cheating. I just think they're just like better than me because they didn't make any mistakes and they played very fast. So there you go. Also, I don't know this opening or the plans. So it's kind of reminding me that I need to study the Petroff some and have some idea of what to do against it. So I guess that's all. The good news is that even though he was slightly lower rated than me, I'm still over 1700. I don't really want to fall below that mark, but it very well could happen. The more I don't want to fall under that mark, the more likely it is to happen. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more chess. Okay, bye.